The hardest part is over. You've made it, you made it, you made it. I keep hearing that. I'm hearing cheers, loud cheers and applause. And the times that I've heard that were the times when I finally decided to leave something in the past or be done with a cycle or be done with a relationship that I had outgrown and was afraid to let go of. Heartbreaks come and heartbreaks go. But when when it hurts you, learn to let it go. You won't be the last one to love me. It's gonna strike like thunder that you won't be the first and you won't be the last one to love me. Last One to Love Me by Dylan is playing in my head. Dylan Cummings, I think. I'll write it somewhere. I had a premonition that you'd realize what you're missing and you'd call me when you sobered up. So, I don't know why I just picked up the Kali deck instinctively, but we're going to get into that because I feel like you feel open. It's like the sun, and I see myself driving with the wind in my hair and feeling free. It's like that moment in a movie where the end credits are about to roll and all the work led to a peaceful transition. I don't really know where I'm going, but all I know is it's better than what I've been putting up with for the last 5 months, 5 years. I'm like 5 minutes. No, obviously. Sorry. Let's see what's going on. Oh, wait, this fell. 1 second. Kali overcomes karma, realigns us with our path. Realigns us with our path when we have veered off course, reverses the momentum of negativity, and detaches draining energy cords. You literally could have been with an energy vampire, or someone who siphoned your energy. Even then, like, I knew you'd call me when you sober up. Even then, it's going to strike like lightning and thunder. They need like a powerful wake-up call. It's like they don't really pay attention to the signs when they're there. They ignore them. They don't take them as seriously, even if it's super serious. It's kind of like their avoidant tendencies. Avoidance of dealing with what's right in front of them, because I can see myself talking to someone who's sitting on the couch. It's like they're not listening to me. They don't pay attention. It's like I feel like I have my suitcase and I'm here, I'm packed, and it's like I'm gonna leave, and they're like, they act nonchalant about it. Okay. It's the silent endings are the most impactful, the loudest, especially when, not that they were calling your bluff, but it feels like to never hear from you again. It's warranted. Detaches draining energy cords, restoring us to full vitality. It may seem like your will is being thwarted or you are not getting what you want, but the goddess knows what she's doing. Her actions will benefit you. Trust. Even then, look at that. Boom. Certain endings are unavoidable. They are necessary precursors to radical reinvention. Any disappointment, defeat, or loss and the negative repercussions of such experiences will not limit your future happiness, but are opening up yet unrecognized pathways for fulfillment. Your trust must be unconditional at this time, and later you shall see that everything has worked out for the absolute best. I literally feel like I'm going on this journey, and it's freeing. And at the same time, like, I'm leaving it all behind. Something is in momentum. Something is moving. We're always in movement. We're always in momentum. And I feel like you weren't going to let yourself sacrifice where you're going or what you were here for, or even living a mediocre life or a less than life. Even then, Belle, I want more than this provincial life. Is that what she says? Provincial? I'm not Shazam, as we can see. Sometimes I am. Anyway, let's see. I'm just going to strike like lightning and thunder. It's like I leave. The world flipped over. The cycle has completed. 3 of Wands. What was I just saying in my other reading? I love the 3 of Wands. Hard work paying off. Seeing the ship come in. You might have even been waiting for the right time to move on. 3 through 3. The cycle's ended. And I feel like you intended for the cycle to end a lot earlier. And it's like, I know. And I feel like there's no bad blood. There's no, well, maybe, but for yourself, you're like, you know what? I'm doing this for me. And I know at some point I'm going to end up thanking you, even if I can't thank you fully right now. Even the Tower poking out. As unexpected as your decision to jump ship was, not even jump ship, they could see it like that, but also not really. I don't think they need to kid anyone. Part of them is kind of wondering, like, where'd you go? Oh, you actually left? Yeah, question mark. This flew over to 9 of Pentacles reverse. I'm proud of you because it feels like you did it without even knowing if you had backup or if you have support. You may have felt like, I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be left alone. But then you realized, as much as you didn't want to be alone, so you were staying in a dynamic or someone who wasn't hearing you or started consuming more than ever before. You know, it's like they turned into someone that you didn't know. Because I'm hearing now you're just somebody that I used to know. But when I'm looking at them, like they don't know. You don't know them, you know? You don't know them anymore. You know, it's like a new side of them. Snappy kind of side, too. I just feel like they need to figure themselves out, and you weren't meant to be taken down with them, because I do feel like I'm seeing the Titanic, too. Titanic could be symbolic. Don't know why. But I feel like I'm being drugged down, but I don't have to be. So I feel like you realize, going back to that lonely, I don't want to be alone, but then you realize, I feel alone here. And it sucks. You know, it's like, I actually want to be alone now, because it's like, come on. It's like, I even hear them breathing, and it's like, I don't want to, like, hate you, but that's what's happening, you know? What else? Heartbreaks come and heartbreaks go, and when it hurts, you learn to let it go. I feel like right now, you don't even have to think about anyone who's going to replace it, anyone new. Focus on you right now, you know? 8 of Wands. Something came in quick. Something came in fast. I feel like you had an epiphany or aha, but I also feel like information was provided to you to make you kind of move. So let's see what this is. They could have gotten straight up, because I'm seeing too, it's like you're having a similar type of conversation that you've had before, where they said before they were going to change, and then it kind of came out or slipped out that there was no intentions of changing, or they didn't actually change, even though they made it seem like they did. No insecurities, Scorpio, summer. An issue from stummer. An issue from stummer could have been significant. Insecurities for them specifically would be their downfall. Like, would be something that actually caused them to kind of go into the depths, especially with no, or say no to things, or definitely not to things, even saying no to their own transformation. It's like that Scorpio energy. Scorpio is meant to rise from the ashes. That shit is painful. And I say that's a Scorpio, Moon, Mars, Chiron. You know? But this, you gotta do what you gotta do. You know, you either remain the same and it hurts more, or you make the changes necessary for your own evolution. You end up being happy that you did anyway. With them, it's like unsure of who and where they are at in life, wears a mask to hide their feelings and fear of rejection. I feel like it's more so who and where they're at in life, though. It feels like they're unable to change or show strong desire to change. I feel like you recognize, too, like, you would be changing for me if you changed, and that's not who I even want to be with. I don't want to tell you how to show up for me. I'm actually really good. They feel like I'm seeing 7 of Cups when I lean into them, so escapism. I secretly admire you. So I do feel like they're still kind of keeping an eye. Though I feel like your social media presence has kind of, I wouldn't say dimmed down, but I just feel like you're in a transitionary period, so you're not as active online. How are they feeling right now? Denial. Frustration. Oh. Angel numbers and synchronicities. I feel like you're popping out to them a lot. I'm receiving many messages about you through numbers, symbols, and images. The universe is showing me my way back to you and you back to me. I wouldn't fall for that, because it feels like they're still the same. If not, they're getting more intense, because they're kind of like fighting the world. Fighting. Blame. There's too much blame on everything else, except for, like, they don't take accountability, it feels. And that's going to be, this needs to be their wake-up call. This was your wake-up call to get you to move forward and realize that it wasn't really a sacrifice to let something go. It would be a sacrifice to stay somewhere and try to make the shoe fit when it clearly wasn't fitting anymore. It's like you've outgrown, you've gone through a growth spurt, and I feel like you're aligning with what that growth spurt looks like, even if you have to release some things. I feel like you know that you're going to be good. It's going to be important for you to not take accountability unconsciously for their stagnancy in life, because you did all that you could. Like, this is what they need to learn in their the part of your guys' contract. They need to learn accountability, even gluttonous gossip. You could feel like they're talking about you to others, or even, I feel like there's a part of you that's like, say what you want. Say what you want. I don't even care. Especially because I feel like they talk negatively about other people, which makes sense with that insecurities card. They're not confident in themselves. Of course, someone who's insecure is going to pinpoint things in other people to make themselves feel better, quote unquote, but all it does is add to their insecurity, because they're still insecure at the end of the day. You can point out something else or a flaw in someone else that you're making up in your head to make yourself feel better temporarily, but all it's going to do is reveal the gaping hole within that you're seeking to fill through everything outside of you. They have to learn. Sorry, that was a read. With Visionary and Runner, all these cards went out. Charismatic Casanova, gluttonous gossip, inner turmoil. They could have also thrown other people in your face or made you feel like they just showed themselves too. Even great source of power, surrender, Tower moment. I feel like when it got good, they ruined it. But also their inability to make moves ruined it. So also, if you're leaning into this great source of power or power couple dynamic, or you desire that in partnership, which is why I feel like you're able to move in the way that you are, I feel like that's coming to you and you know that. And as much as we wish that it didn't have to come at this cost, I feel like you know you can't even look at that right now, because it's going to keep you stuck. And you've done too much work and come too far to get stuck in thinking, what if they weren't this way, or why did it have to be this way? You know you have to keep your mind on the prize, and you will go far. You will go